Hey, how we doing? Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Northeast Connecticut, Putnam, Connecticut. Making a quick video talking about my rig build, and I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I set up here over the last day or so. It's been pretty cold in Putnam, so it's been about 30 degrees every day, so it's really slowing my progress down a little bit. But I got my reels all mounted. I showed this in the last video, but I got a garden hose reel here with 100 or so feet. Pull water to the house, pressure washing reel there with 200 or so feet, and then I got the soft wash system, the Gen 2, which we're working on getting all plumbed up. Not currently plumbed up, but today I plumbed up my buffer tank using some of the stuff that we had on hand. I had this 3/4 inch contractor hose, some pretty heavy duty stuff here. You can see inside, very stiff, very thick. You run over it in your driveway with a car, it doesn't crush. So I think that's going to be the option for me to get this going here. This truck's pretty tall, it's lifted, so got myself this little step stool. I'm an old man, can't get in and out of here as easily as I used to, but so it gets me up into my rig a little easier. Well, let me show you this work that I've done today. Okay, put this vise in here, give myself a little bit of ability to change a fitting once in a while. Again, space is limited, but everything works. Okay, this pressure washer had wheels on it when I first bought it. Had the big wheels stuck out. You see the hole for the axle, big fat all-terrain tires on the side, one on the other side. Took that whole setup off, mounted it to the plywood. That opened up another 6 or 8 inches of distance in here for me, which I need because I need to be able to get up in here on my ladder. This allows me to get up into this space, and I can pivot around and do what I got to do. But I wanted to show you guys this plumbing in here today. I know there's probably a different or better way to do it, but this is what we did, working again with what we have. So, you know, I have a lot of clients, a variety of clients. You get clients up here that have city water and clients that have wells. So the ones that have city water, I want to be able to draw directly from their water source. So what I've got is some valving here to shut things off. Hose reel up here, okay? I can have water come directly in. Turn this valve on, turn this one off, that would fill the tank. Water comes directly down this hose, okay, right directly into the power washer. Okay, if I don't want to do that and I want to run off my buffer tank, I can turn this off, turn this on, turn the buffer tank on, okay, and then up here, turn that on, which goes to the Hudson float valve. So now I'm running off the tank. And I would also be doing that tank setup if I were to have hauled 100 gallons of water or so to a job. So I think that's gonna get me going. I think it's a pretty good setup. Gives me some options, and it didn't cost me very much. Using the hose that I had and a couple of these inexpensive high flow valves. These are 3/4 inch valves, nice big fat valves. So that's good. The other thing that I added today, hopefully helped me out, is this DN10 valve. I see a lot of guys using this and they use them at the guns to be able to swap things out. I'm going to use mine here at the hose reel. I don't have a lot of occasion to be able to swap things out, but when I do, I have to come over and shut the machine off. So that's frustrating. So now I'll be able to just turn this off, swap my tool on the end with my quick release that of course is on the end of this, and I can come and swap guns or my surface cleaner on, whatever I want to do. Turn this back on and I'm in business. And of course this is all quick release in here. If I want to change that out, we can do that easily enough. Still working on this Gen 2, the soft wash system. You can see that I don't have it plumbed yet. Again, it's been cold, so I really don't want to get that thing together and fill it up with water and not be able to properly winterize it and break something. So I'll show you guys this side a little bit. It's a 4000 machine mounted in there nicely to my plumbing routes. The plumbing on the Gen 2 is going to come up and over these hoses, and I'll be using this 35-gallon tank as my batch mix tank. I'm not plumbing a proportioner in here yet. Still saving some money to do that right. So in the meantime, we're going to be just batch mixing. So I can make 35 gallons of batch here, take the drop stick, put it in here, and be able to pull chemical. Okay, right on that reel and put it wherever I want it. When I'm done, I'll take the drop stick out, put it in the water tank right there, and flush. I will get that plumbed correctly with some valving, hopefully at some point, so that I can be turning a valve and flushing, and leaving the drop stick basically in there all the time. That's what I want to do. I also have this valve down here. Again, I know it's not recommended that you do the bulkhead on chemical tanks, because if you have a failure, you've got chemical everywhere. So this may prove not to be the right option for me, but for now I need to be able to fill this up with 35 gallons of 50/50, have valving here so that I can fill my cubes for my X-Jet. I am still X-Jetting. This is my X-Jet cube. I like this much better than a bucket. You can knock this thing over, it doesn't spill. You might leak a little tiny bit, but at least you're not dumping 5 gallons of hot sauce on your client's yard. So it usually takes me 2 of these to do a normal size house, and then I'm having to mix on site, which I don't want to do. So with my 35 gallon 50/50 mix, I'll just run a hose, turn the valve, fill the bucket, shut it off. When I need another one, I'll come over and do it. It's going to save me some time and effort. Again, I know it's not ideal, but that's what we're doing. All last year I was running a minivan with a trailer, with the 2.5 gallon per minute, 2,500 psi, 3,000 psi, big box machines, and killing them. No hose reels, no buffer tank, nothing, bare bones. But that was the model that we were running with, and we made a lot of money doing it. We had a good time, learned a lot of things, and this is the upgrade for this season. There's about $5,000 worth of equipment now on the back of this truck. And that's not too much of an investment, I don't think, to hopefully take a big step up for us this year. I started the business last year with about $1,000 worth of equipment, and we did a lot of work. So this is definitely a big upgrade for us, and still a learning curve. We'll probably, learn through pain a couple mistakes that we've made, but we're gonna, keep plugging along and working with what we have, and making adjustments as we go. Next year, I don't know what we'll do next year. I'm sure we'll have a proportioner next year, but our idea is to keep this as lean as possible. We want to be doing one truck operation. I don't really want to be pulling a trailer. I don't want the liability. Just one guy. Sometimes my teenage sons help me out, but again, that's it. So there it is. I'm gonna be working on a job tomorrow. Gonna take some videos of what we're doing, and we'll be back with you guys. Again, Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and help me keep this thing going. Thanks a lot.